Feels so good to be back after 3 years. And today I have a very important guest with me. We'll be talking about luxury like everyone else, but from your perspective. And this is Patrick Finn, VP of Operation from IHG Hotels and Resort. And my name is Wimintra, the owner of hotelintel.co, among other things. Should we sit?
Yes.
Okay.
Please, absolutely. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It's great to be here. Amazing crowd, and I'm very pleased to be joined by Wimintra.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So we have 10 minutes.
Yes, and we want to cover
Everything
in 10 minutes, luxury trends in Thailand.
So let's get started.
Yes, absolutely.
I know everybody asked already this question, but from your perspective, what is luxury and what was different? Luxury then and luxury now?
So it used to be that from a hotel perspective, if you had high quality product, really nice design, good fit out, and great service, that's all it took to be luxury. I think when we, just this evening, listening to all of the narratives, all of the stories, it's evident that luxury has transformed and evolved, and it's all about experience. It's about stories, it's about emotions, it's about delivering that engagement with your guest. It's about scarcity, it's about access, it's about originality and authenticity. And if you get all of those things right, then you are luxury lifestyle. They're very broad categories, but it's really about connecting with your guests and provide something that's different to that passive experience of receiving a curated experience without any engagement from the guest part.
Can you give me some examples of what you've done right in terms of experience offering to your guests, especially in Thailand?
Sure. So Bill said this shouldn't be an infomercial for IHG, but at the same time, I want to talk a little bit about the Kimpton, not only because it's an IHG hotel, but it has been a tremendously successful property in Bangkok. And a couple of things about Kimpton. It's a pet-friendly brand. So you walk into the lobby of the Kimpton, and there are loads of people with their dogs, their cats, sometimes parrots. Interestingly enough, people don't usually travel with their pets. So what's happening at the Kimpton is it's the locals, it's the residents of Bangkok who are going to the hotel. And guess what? If you want to deliver an original, authentic experience, and you're successful in catering to the local market, to the local residents, you're doing it right. Why? Because it's not the bucket list, the single trip to Thailand, the single trip to Bangkok. You're engaging with that customer, with that local customer, day in and day out, and they're returning for more, which means that that brand experience, that engagement with the guest is being really successful. So to give you an example, about a year ago, in February, I was in Bangkok. Happened to be Valentine's Day, and every hotel, every restaurant has the romantic dinner for two. Take your girlfriend, your partner, whatever, and have that romantic dinner. Well, Kimpton Malai had the flying solo evening, and I was on a business travel, and I thought, wow, let's go check that out on the rooftop of the hotel. Flying solo evening, and it was packed. Authentic, fun, engaging. There's all sorts of programming at the hotel that does exactly that. There are pet weddings, there's divorce parties, there's pet birthdays, all of these things that are kind of, oh, never thought of that, and what a great idea, right? And if I take a step back, I think what's beautiful about Thailand is if you look, I think the numbers I have are 2023, but 515 million room nights in this market. 64% of that, more than half, are local. It's domestic demand. So when you're inventing a product and an experience in this market, what I think is beautiful is that it's being informed and shaped by the local market. And everything that we're seeing is a lot of the trends that we're going to talk about, branded residential, wellness, and so on, they are being driven by the resident market, by the local market.
So you mentioned branded residences. Would you like to add more on that? What is a luxury?
Well,
in
I
that
think
space?
across companies, we're seeing more and more branded residences. Typically in the resort markets, that's sometimes comes with a rental program. So you buy your residence and you use it a couple of weeks every year. And then the rest of the time it goes back into the hotel inventory, and that's your traditional model. What we're seeing more of, and IHG is no exception, we are doing standalone branded residences in urban markets rather than resort markets where you would have those rental programs. And surprise, surprise, everyone wants to do a Kimpton branded residence in Bangkok because it's been so successful. But we also have InterContinental branded residences in the pipeline, and so on and so forth.
Back to the luxury element that we want to talk about, like two elements actually that I want to ask you about. And one of the things that people have been talking about is wellness. So what is luxury wellness? Obviously, it's not about, a bed, spa bed, or a curtain, or the sand, or other things. What is luxury in wellness?
Yeah, so it used to be that the wellness component of a hospitality stay was the spa. So you had your hotel, your resort, spas attached. That's where you would go get your massages, your facial, your treatments, and so on and so forth. If you look at Shivasam, Kamalaya, Six Senses, what are those? Are those hotels with spas attached? No, they're destination spas, and I would even go further. It's like a destination experience that just happens to have some rooms attached to it, and the consumer, the customer, the guest is going for that experience, for that holistic, whether it's longevity, and all of these trends are going to evolve as we go along. But it's really about providing that holistic experience, and at the same time having a really nice place to spend a few nights and enjoy those experiences.
And another thing is F&B. We talk about F&B, and Thailand has been in trend for F&B for many years, and especially this year we got 3-star Michelin in Thailand. So I want to talk about F&B in hotels, luxury hotel. Where are we heading in hotel? Are we going for Michelin chef restaurants? Are we going to chef table or full hands? What does it look like?
Again, very interesting. So if you look at the Michelin stars, historically, there was a trend maybe about 10 years ago where a lot of the high-end, up-and-coming chefs were foregoing the Michelin stars because getting 3 Michelin stars was very formulaic, and you had to do a whole bunch of different things to get your stars that were interfering with the creativity and the ability to deliver a different experience because it was so formulaic. Michelin has changed a lot, so now you get Michelin-starred hawker centers and street stalls, which is amazing. And I think when you look at the hospitality industry, we're doing the same thing. We're trying. Hotels are usually very profit-driven. You're looking at the bottom line, and you're from a big hotel company perspective, your owners are always under pressure. It's like, okay, you GOP, GOP, GOP. At the same time, in order to drive top line, i.e. the rates and occupancies, the demand, and higher pricing for that demand, you do have to spend on the experience. And again, we're going into things like the speakeasies, chef tables, all sorts of experiences that are original, creative, bringing in guest chefs, bringing in guest mixologists, but also exporting the Thai culture and the Thai chefs and the Thai mixologists, everything that's happening in Bangkok also going abroad, and having that symbiotic sort of cross-pollination between Bangkok and Thailand and some of our other properties around the world.
And what's Thailand look like as a luxury destination?
What does it look like?
Yeah.
Well, I think as a lot of the previous panelists have alluded to, Thailand has so much to offer. When you're looking, again, from a hotel perspective, you look at a big box. The big box is trying to be everything for everyone, and that's very difficult. So you do have to create all of this programming, all of these different concepts, all of these elements to drive demand. Again, back to the Kimpton, we've just launched Off the Record, which is tapping into local talent, up-and-coming artists who come and sing and DJ and whatnot at the property. We're doing collaborations with local designers, Pipachara for one, who designed our Christmas tree this year. That works in the big box. What we're seeing as a trend also in the industry-wide, I would say, but very specifically in Thailand, is going into smaller boutique hotels. The properties are getting smaller and smaller and smaller and being very curated. I think of the Siam in Bangkok, a beautiful property. It's like a living museum, small, very creative, engaging F&B, but then you can take your bottle of champagne, hop on the boat, and get a ride into the center of Bangkok. I mean, that's the experience that people are going for nowadays. It's that smaller bespoke. And I would counter one of the panelists said, you're creating the guest as the hero of your story. I would say you're almost enabling that guest to be the hero of their own story, curating their own story and developing that. And by having all of these different boutique concepts, then every guest going into Thailand has a huge amount of choice. And they can say, hey, I want to stay there because it really speaks to me. And they look at social media and everything else that we've talked about, and they choose based on, oh, that really resonates with me, whereas another guest is going to do something different. And really that is luxury. Luxury is tailoring an experience to what you want it to be, not trying to attract someone to the experience that you designed and hope for the best, that they go, yeah, that's really compelling. It's really about creating it for yourself.
So basically, that's going to require a lot of work from the general managers of the hotel and the PR team and the communication team to come up with all of these creativity activations.
Yes, even if you're not doing that, it's still a lot of work. It's really taking the time to think, talk to your customer, talk to your guest, talk to the locals, talk to the residents, and see what excites them. And if, as I said before, if you're tapping into the local market and you're doing it successfully and you're able to maintain that engagement with the local market, the international traveler is going to follow suit. And there's my chicken.
We did it. Thank you so much.